Hello, I'm Atur Narvarte, and this is Evan Moore. Before we start on our project, I just want to say a little disclaimer. We are in no way saying that modern-day conservatives or liberals are wanting to be a part of Britain, or that one side has views that are more correct than the other. We're simply taking ideals and comparing and contrasting.
We'll be talking about this question. How did patriot and liberal ideals about freedom during the American Revolution relate to modern-day conservative and liberal ideals of freedom?
We have written loyalist and patriot ideals down on different whiteboards, and we'll discuss how they relate to either modern-day conservatism, liberalism, or both. We'll start with ideals from the Revolution that relate to both parties' thought on freedom.
First off, loyalists felt that England had the right to tax them. They saw taxation as a part of freedom and a necessary thing for the government to have money to pay off debts and other expenses. This is the same general viewpoint for both conservative and liberals today. For example, all citizens pay taxes for free public education, and both parties are okay with this.
Secondly, patriots felt that all men had rights that couldn't be taken away. This concept of freedom has been the foundation of the United States of America and is a principle that both liberals and conservatives agree on.
Lastly, in the alike section, we have the loyalist belief that a strong unified government is the best for society to prosper. While liberal and conservative views on government are fairly different, they can generally agree that having a strong national government, along with state governments, is the best for us.
Next, we'll be discussing revolutionary freedom ideas that relate to modern-day conservatism. First, we have the fact that patriots fear that they'd lose their natural rights, therefore their freedom. This pertains to modern-day conservatism because a lot of conservatives fear losing some of their natural rights. One example of this is the fact that many liberals want to increase gun control, but many conservatives see that as taking away their right to bear arms.
Also pertaining to today's conservatism, loyalists felt that Britain was the greatest country in the world. This relates to modern-day conservatism because many conservatives view the U.S. as the most superior country, and this attitude is called exceptionalism. Exceptionalism is one of former Republican President Ronald Reagan's 11 principles of conservatism, and is a part of freedom because of the pride of the country someone lives in gives them a greater feeling of security and liberty.
Last in this section is the loyalist belief that being a part of Britain was best for business and commerce. Many conservatives feel that keeping business in the U.S. is best, and that changes to the market system poses threats to the economy and to freedom itself.
On to our last section. We'll start with the fact that patriots felt that something needed to be done to stop British personnel that were harming civilians. Patriots saw these incidents, such as the Boston Massacre, as damaging to their freedom. This relates to modern-day liberal views, such as the Black Lives Matter movement. In this movement, people are protesting against police brutality that has been occurring towards African Americans.
Our next ideal is the loyalist opinion that it was Britain's job to rule them and resolve their issues, and that it wasn't their own responsibility. This relates to the liberal thought that freedom includes the government's responsibility to take care of the people and to justly govern them. Examples of this include welfare, public education, etc.
The final ideal that we'll discuss is the patriot view that a government too strong is dangerous to freedom. Liberals today share the same belief. Now, I know this may seem contradictory to the previous ideal, but it isn't. While liberal ideals say that the government has a responsibility to take care of the people and rule them, liberals also see the danger of a government too powerful.
So that wraps up our comparison, but what does it all mean? Our data clearly shows that today's views on freedom within both parties share a mixture of patriot and loyalist ideas. So how do they relate? Well, in a nutshell, people's views on freedom back then weren't so different from ours today. So this raises a new question. If today's society was placed in the revolutionary era, would events play out in the same way?